Yeah, good morning children. Let us continue with the class now. First let us see about just the facts please. Just you should know. These are the extra information you have to know. The Himalayas are fold mountains. Fold mountains, they are like folded mountains. That is, they were formed as a result of folding of the layers of the upper part of the earth. Layers of the upper part of the earth. You have seen that globe, it is round, the upper part of the earth is folded. That is like folded mountains it is. So other examples of fold mountains are the Rockies in North America and the Alps in Europe. This just you should know. Now coming to the next one is the Himadri. The Himadri is the highest and the northernmost part of the Himalayan range. So Himalayan range, I told you, range means what? Wherein the mountains are situated side by side with they form the range, isn't it? The Himadri is the highest and the northernmost part of the Himalayan range. On the topmost is the Himalayan range. The peaks in the Himadri range are permanently covered with snow. Every time throughout the year, you see, it is always covered with snow. Why? Because it is at the northernmost part and the topmost part of the Himalayas. Some of the world's highest peaks lie in the Greater Himalayas. So highest peaks of the world itself is lying where? In India, that is at the Greater Himalayas. These are Mount Everest, Nanga Parbat, Annapurna, Nanda Devi and Kanchenjunga. See, these are all the highest peaks like Mount Everest, Nanga Parbat, Annapurna, Nanda Devi and Kanchenjunga, which is the highest mountain which ranges about 8,586 meters in India. So world's highest peaks you are seeing in India. The Himadri is also home to two well-known glaciers. Glaciers means already I told you big blocks of ice. Two well-known glaciers, Gangotri and Yamunotri, from which the rivers Ganga and Yamuna originate respectively. So Ganga is originating from the glacier called Gangotri and Yamunotri is arising from Yamuna. Okay. So like this they are originating from these glaciers. Other rivers that originate from the Himadri are the Indus and the Brahmaputra. So these are the other rivers which are originating. Other than Ganga and Yamuna, you see even rivers like which are Indus and Brahmaputra also originating from Himadri. Okay. Just read this for you. The Gangotri glacier is a source of the river Bhagirathi, which joins the river Alakananda at Devrayag. It is here at the confluence of the Bhagirathi. Confluence means meeting of two rivers, that is called as confluence or Sangama, what you call. Confluence of the Bhagirathi and the Alakananda, that the mighty river Ganga is formed. And Ganga we call it as a sacred river, isn't it? All especially for Hindus. Okay, now let us see about this Himadri. Yeah, this is Himadri mountain range. Can you see this? Himadri mountain range full of snow. It is covered full of snow. And this includes, see, what is this? Nanga Parbat. Then Annapurna at Nepal, you can see that. And Nanda Devi, Uttarakhand, as well as Mount Kanchenjunga. Okay, 8,586 meter height it is. Okay, now let us go for the next one. After Himadri it is the Himachal. The Himachal range lies to the south of the Himadri. It is to the south most part of the Himadri. The mountains in this range are not as high and are mostly covered with coniferous forest. Okay, like cone shaped, I told you other day itself, like cone shaped plants will be there with the needle like leaves. And what makes the snow and the water, everything will fall as it falls on the trees or plants. Okay. So the mountains in this range are not as high and are mostly covered with coniferous forest. Only some peaks are covered with snow throughout the year. It also possesses some of the beautiful and fertile valleys. So in Himadri, every time you see the snow, but here in some places, some mountains only the presence of snow is present throughout the year. In some it is not there. And then it also possesses some of the beautiful and fertile valley. Fertile valley means wherein you can start growing plants. Valley, it is a land which in between two slopy areas. Got it? So that is about the valley, and it is fertile valley means wherein it is possible for you to grow plants. Many well-known hill stations like Shimla, Mussoorie, Darjeeling, Nainital, etc. lie in this region. So the Shimla, Mussoorie, Darjeeling, Nainital, all this lies where? In the Himachal Pradesh. Most people live in these hill towns. Okay. Now coming to the Shivalik range. The Shivalik is the lowest and the southernmost range of the Himalayas. The Shivalik is the lowest and the southernmost range of the Himalayas. Lowest and southernmost, full bottom of Himalayas. The slopes are covered with thick forest and are home to a variety of wild animals. So it is thick forest. So you find the variety of animals. As there are thick forests, they will get enough amount of shelter as well as food to eat, isn't it? So you find different types of animals in this Shivalik range. The Shivalik merges with the foothills of the Himalayas in what is known as the Terai region. So in Terai region, what happens? The Shivalik merges with the foothills of Himalayas. Shivalik as well as the Himalayas will merge with each other where at Terai region. This region receives plenty of rainfall and the land here is fertile for growing crops. Yes. So here what happens? Why it is always green in color? You already have seen that it has got thick forest. Why it is thick forest? The reason main is because there is plenty of rainfall. So when there is enough amount of rainfall, what will happen? It will help in growth of more and more plants. That is why it is having a thick forest. And the land here is fertile for growing crops also. So for the soil is having fertility which helps in growth of more and more crops. Did you understand? That is about the Shivalik range. Coming to the next one, the Purvanchal range. The Purvanchal range is an extension of the Himalayas in the northeast region of India. Yesterday I told you, I think, no? Morning, that is uppers north, down south, right side east and left side will be west. In between north and east comes the northeast. So where is this now? The Purvanchal range is an extension of the Himalayas in the northeast region of India. Understood? The Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Naga, Lushai and Mizo hills form a part of the Purvanchal range. Range means I told you it's many mountains side by side. If they are there, then you call it as range. So what are the different mountains which are found here in the Purvanchal range? It is the Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Naga, Lushai and Mizo hills. All these are found side by side, which forms the Purvanchal range. These hills are not very high and are mostly covered with dense forest full of flora and fauna. So here also what happens? It is a thick forest which is covered with more amount of flora means what? Plants. Fauna means animals. You find different types of plants as well as animals, flora and fauna. Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, famous for receiving the highest annual rainfall, are located in this region. So throughout the year we normally find the rainfall, especially where Cherrapunji and Mawsynram. They are famous for receiving the highest rainfall, annual rainfall every year. Are located where? In the Purvanchal range. Excellent. You can see this is about the Himachal Pradesh. So you see full of mountain ranges here, isn't it? So this is about the Shimla. Again it is covered with snow. Mussoorie also covered with snow. Darjeeling. You can see Darjeeling with valleys also you can see here. And Nainital. Nainital you can see even the water here in between. And full of evergreen forest you can see there. The Shivalik, the southernmost range, southernmost part of the Himalayas is the Shivalik range. So you can see this is Shivalik, how it is. This is also covered with snow. And this is lower Shivalik with covered with full of trees.